Revenge is a deceptive impulse, a mirage that promises satisfaction but delivers a hollow echo of what you truly seek. When someone breaks your heart, the pain is raw and consuming, whispering in your ear that retaliation might balance the scales. But revenge is a double-edged sword, and the hand that wields it gets cut the deepest. It traps you in a cycle of anger, hurt, and bitterness, tethering your spirit to the very event or person you wish to escape. The energy you expend plotting or fantasizing about payback doesn't diminish the pain, it amplifies it, feeding the wound instead of healing it. You see, when you choose revenge, you anchor yourself to the past. Every thought, every action in pursuit of vengeance pulls you further into the shadows of what has already happened. Life is always moving forward, yet revenge compels you to look backward, to replay the hurt over and over in your mind. It becomes an obsession, a mental prison where you replay scenarios, imagine outcomes, and try to manipulate a future that reflects your pain onto someone else. This process doesn't liberate you, it enslaves you. It keeps you shackled to the very person and situation you want to move away from. There's another layer to this, one that runs deeper than most realize. Revenge requires you to lower your vibration, to align yourself with the very behaviors and energies that caused you harm. To seek revenge, you must adopt a mindset of negativity, anger, and even malice. These emotions, while temporarily empowering, are corrosive. They eat away at your peace, your clarity, and your ability to experience joy. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to fall ill. The more you engage with revenge, the more it consumes you, leaving little room for the positive and uplifting energies you need to truly heal. Moreover, the pursuit of revenge blinds you to opportunities for growth and transformation. When your focus is locked onto someone else, what they did, how they should pay, you lose sight of yourself. Your energy, your creativity, your potential are all diverted into a destructive loop. Instead of building yourself up, you're tearing yourself down, one negative thought at a time. It's a trap, one that keeps you stuck in the same emotional and mental space as the day your heart was broken. But here's the thing, the past cannot be changed, no matter how much you wish it could be. What's done is done. The words that hurt you have already been spoken, the actions that betrayed you have already taken place. No amount of revenge can rewrite that story. What you do have control over is the story you write moving forward. That's where your power lies, not in retaliation, but in transformation. By releasing the desire for revenge, you free yourself from the grip of the past. You reclaim your energy, your focus, and your ability to shape the future. Choosing not to seek revenge doesn't mean you're weak or that you're letting someone off the hook. On the contrary, it's an act of strength and self-respect. It's a declaration that your time, energy, and emotional well-being are too valuable to be wasted on someone who didn't appreciate you. When you let go of the need to settle scores, you reclaim your power. You stop giving that person control over your thoughts and emotions. You become the architect of your own healing and growth. This isn't an easy path to take, far from it. It requires immense courage to face your pain without deflecting it onto someone else. It demands that you sit with your emotions, process them, and learn from them. But in doing so, you begin to heal in a way that revenge could never facilitate. You start to see that the real victory lies in your ability to rise above, to grow stronger, and to live a life that reflects your true worth. When you resist the pull of revenge, you also resist the pull of negativity and despair. You align yourself with higher energies, those of love, forgiveness, and resilience. These energies are what propel you forward, what enable you to rebuild and thrive. They are the foundation of a life that is not defined by heartbreak, but by triumph. And as you embrace this path, you begin to realize that the best way to honor yourself is not to diminish someone else, but to elevate yourself. Healing begins with self-awareness, a journey inward that demands courage and honesty. When your heart is broken, the immediate response is often to look outward, to analyze the actions of the other person, to question their motives, and to assign blame. While it's natural to seek clarity, this outward focus can become a distraction, a way to avoid confronting the deeper truths within yourself. True healing requires turning that focus inward, to understand your emotions, your patterns, and the deeper layers of your worth. It's not about fixing what someone else broke, it's about recognizing that nothing and no one has the power to diminish your inherent value unless you allow it. Self-awareness begins with acknowledging your emotions, no matter how overwhelming or uncomfortable they may be. Heartbreak stirs a storm of feelings: sadness, anger, confusion, and even guilt. These emotions, though painful, are not your enemies. They are messengers, signaling areas of your heart and mind that need attention and care. Ignoring or suppressing them only prolongs the pain, creating a reservoir of unresolved feelings that can spill over into other areas of your life. Instead, allow yourself to feel fully. Sit with your emotions, name them, and understand where they come from. Each feeling has a story to tell, and by listening to those stories, you begin the process of untangling the knots left by heartbreak. As you delve into your emotions, self-awareness also asks you to examine your patterns and beliefs. Relationships often mirror our inner worlds, reflecting our fears, desires, and unresolved wounds. When someone breaks your heart, it's an opportunity not to blame yourself, but to understand yourself better. What drew you to that person? What did their actions trigger in you? Were there warning signs you ignored? And if so, why? These questions are not about finding fault, they're about uncovering the subconscious scripts that may have influenced your choices. The more you understand these patterns, the more empowered you become to make different, healthier choices in the future. Another crucial aspect of self-awareness is recognizing your intrinsic worth, which remains untouched by the actions or opinions of others. When your heart is broken, it's easy to internalize the rejection, to feel as though you weren't enough or that you failed in some way. But these feelings are not reflections of reality, they are reflections of the wound. Your worth is not contingent on someone's ability to see it or value it. It exists independent of external validation. Self-awareness involves reconnecting with this truth, reminding yourself of who you are at your core, a person of immense value, deserving of love and respect. In the process of cultivating self-awareness, it's important to approach yourself with compassion. Healing is not a linear journey, nor is it a quick fix. There will be days when you feel strong and days when the pain resurfaces unexpectedly. This is not a sign of failure, it's a natural part of the process. Be gentle with yourself. Treat your heart as you would a dear friend, offering kindness and patience instead of criticism. Remember that you're navigating uncharted territory, and it's okay to stumble along the way. Each step, no matter how small, is a step toward wholeness. Self-awareness also involves taking responsibility for your healing. While it's true that someone else caused the pain, it's up to you to mend it. This doesn't mean you excuse their behavior or diminish the hurt they caused. It means you recognize that waiting for an apology, closure, or change from them places your healing in their hands. Self-awareness empowers you to reclaim that responsibility, to take proactive steps toward your own well-being. This might involve setting boundaries, seeking support from friends or professionals, or engaging in practices that nurture your mind and spirit. As you cultivate self-awareness, you'll begin to see the gifts hidden within the pain. Heartbreak, as devastating as it feels, often serves as a catalyst for growth. It pushes you to confront parts of yourself that you might have otherwise ignored, to shed old beliefs that no longer serve you, and to step into a deeper understanding of who you are. This growth is not about changing who you are. It's about peeling back the layers to reveal the strength, wisdom, and resilience that have always been there. Through self-awareness, you start to realize that healing is not just about moving on, it's about moving forward with greater clarity and intention. It's about using the pain as a bridge to deeper self-knowledge and self-love, transforming what once felt like a setback into a step forward on your journey of becoming. The relationship may have ended, but the lessons it offers are yours to keep. When someone breaks your heart, the instinctive urge may be to retaliate, to make them feel the pain they inflicted upon you. It's a primal reaction, one rooted in a desire to balance the scales of justice in your favor. But the truth is, focusing on retaliation keeps you tethered to the very source of your pain, locking you into a cycle of negativity that offers no real resolution. Instead, there is a higher path available, one that prioritizes your elevation over retaliation. This path requires discipline and strength, but ultimately leads to a freedom that retaliation can never provide. Choosing to elevate yourself rather than retaliate means shifting your focus from them to you. It's about refusing to allow their actions to dictate your emotional state or your behavior. Retaliation, while momentarily satisfying, does nothing to heal the wound. It's like scratching an itch, it feels good in the moment, but it often makes the irritation worse in the long run. Elevation, on the other hand, requires you to step outside of the emotional storm and ask yourself a simple but profound question: what do I want my life to look like from here? This question shifts the narrative. Instead of replaying the hurtful events in your mind, dwelling on what was said or done, you begin to envision a future that is no longer defined by this pain. You recognize that your power lies in what you create next, not in trying to undo what has already been done. This mindset shift is a reclaiming of your energy, a decision to invest it in your growth and well-being rather than wasting it on actions rooted in anger or resentment. Elevating yourself also requires a shift in perspective. It's easy to view heartbreak as a loss, as something that diminishes you. But when you focus on elevation, you begin to see it as an opportunity for growth. The pain becomes a teacher, guiding you to areas of your life that need attention or change. Perhaps it's an opportunity to set clearer boundaries, to develop greater self-love, or to reevaluate what you truly want in a partner. Whatever the lesson, choosing elevation means embracing the growth that heartbreak offers rather than resisting it. Another powerful aspect of elevation is that it creates a ripple effect. When you rise above the pain, others notice, your energy changes, becoming more positive and magnetic. This shift not only impacts your own life, but also inspires those around you. It's a quiet but profound statement that says, I am stronger than this. I am choosing to grow, to thrive, to become the best version of myself. This is far more impactful than any act of retaliation could ever be. It speaks to a strength and resilience that cannot be undermined by someone else's actions. Elevation also allows you to reclaim your narrative. When someone breaks your heart, it's easy to feel like a victim, to believe that their actions define your story. But when you choose elevation, you take back the pen. You become the author of your own life, writing a story that is not about what happened to you, but about how you rose above it. This doesn't erase the pain or the lessons, it incorporates them as part of a greater arc of growth and transformation. In choosing elevation over retaliation, you also create space for new opportunities and blessings to enter your life. When you're consumed by anger or bitterness, it's hard to see the good that still exists around you. Your focus narrows, and you miss the possibilities that could lead to joy, love, and fulfillment. Elevation broadens your perspective, allowing you to see the bigger picture and to welcome the abundance that is waiting for you. This path is not always easy. It requires discipline to resist the urge to retaliate and courage to face your pain head on. It demands patience as growth and healing take time. But every step you take toward elevation is a step toward freedom, a freedom that no act of retaliation can ever provide. It's a freedom that comes from knowing you've chosen the higher road, the road that leads not to more pain, but to a deeper sense of peace and purpose. Pain is one of life's most powerful teachers, a force that demands our attention and forces us to confront truths we might otherwise avoid. When your heart is broken, the pain feels insurmountable, like a weight pressing down on your chest, making it hard to breathe, to think, to function. The natural response is to try to escape it, to numb it, or to bury it beneath distractions. But pain, when channeled correctly, has the potential to become a source of incredible strength and progress. Instead of allowing it to consume you, you can learn to transform it into a driving force that propels you forward. Pain has a way of breaking us open, exposing our vulnerabilities and raw emotions. This exposure, though uncomfortable, is an invitation to deeper self-awareness and growth. It strips away the illusions and the facades, leaving you face to face with your truest self. It's in this space, raw and unfiltered, that you have the opportunity to rebuild not as you were, but as something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By channeling pain into progress, you take the energy of that heartbreak and redirect it towards something meaningful, something that serves you rather than holds you back. The first step in this process is to sit with your pain, to allow yourself to feel it fully. This isn't about wallowing or becoming consumed by sadness. It's about acknowledging the hurt without judgment, recognizing that it's a natural response to loss. When you resist pain, when you try to push it away or deny its existence, it only grows stronger, manifesting in ways that are often destructive. But when you face it head on, you begin to understand its depth and its message. Pain is not your enemy, it's a guide, pointing you toward areas of your life that need healing, attention, and change. As you begin to understand your pain, the next step is to find an outlet for it, a way to express and transform it. This outlet can take many forms depending on what resonates with you. For some, it's creative expression, writing, painting, music, or dance. For others, it's physical activity, running, yoga, or weightlifting. Still, for others, it's pouring themselves into a project, a career goal, or a cause they're passionate about. The key is to take that heavy, stagnant energy of pain and put it into motion, to create something with it that moves you forward. Channeling pain into progress also involves setting goals and taking action, even when it feels difficult. Heartbreak can leave you feeling paralyzed, stuck in a cycle of overthinking and self-doubt. But progress, no matter how small, is a powerful antidote to this stagnation. Start with simple, manageable steps. Maybe it's committing to a daily walk, signing up for a class, or reaching out to a friend. Each action you take builds momentum, creating a sense of accomplishment and reminding you of your agency in shaping your own life. Another important aspect of channeling pain into progress is learning to reframe your perspective. Pain often feels like something being done to you, an external force beyond your control. But what if you viewed it as something working for you? What if you saw it as a catalyst for growth? A challenge meant to push you toward your highest potential. This shift in mindset doesn't erase the pain, but it empowers you to see it as a tool rather than a burden. It encourages you to ask, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? Progress also comes from surrounding yourself with the right people and environments. Heartbreak can be isolating, making you feel as though you're navigating the pain alone. But healing and growth thrive in connection. Seek out those who uplift and inspire you, who remind you of your worth and your potential. These could be friends, family, mentors, or even communities of like-minded individuals. Their support and encouragement provide a foundation for your progress, a reminder that you're not alone in your journey. As you channel your pain into progress, you'll start to notice a transformation, not just in your external circumstances, but in your inner world as well. The pain that once felt all-encompassing begins to shrink, replaced by a sense of purpose and empowerment. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, talents that had been lying dormant, and a resilience that carries you through even the darkest moments. This transformation isn't immediate. It takes time, effort, and patience. But with each step forward, you'll see evidence of your growth, proof that the pain was not in vain. It's also important to recognize that progress doesn't mean forgetting or erasing the past. The experiences that caused your pain are part of your story, and they shape the person you're becoming. Channeling pain into progress is about integrating those experiences, learning from them, and using them as fuel for your journey. It's about finding meaning in the struggle and allowing it to propel you toward a future that reflects your true potential. Pain has the power to define you, but only if you let it. By choosing to channel it into progress, you take control of your narrative, turning a moment of heartbreak into a stepping stone for growth and self-discovery. Success, often viewed as the ultimate response to adversity, is not simply about achieving material wealth, recognition, or external validation. It is about flourishing in every sense of the word, about rising above the challenges life throws your way and using them as stepping stones to build a life that is rich in meaning, fulfillment, and peace. When someone breaks your heart, it's easy to feel defeated, as though the world is conspiring against you. But rather than letting that heartbreak define you, let your success, the success that comes from your growth, resilience, and personal development, be the answer. It is the best response because it shows, without words, that you are not defined by the hurt, but by how you rise from it. Success in this context isn't about revenge or trying to prove something to the person who hurt you. It's about you, about building a life that reflects your worth and potential, irrespective of what anyone else thinks or does. When you choose to focus on your success, you take the power back from the person who broke your heart. Their actions no longer dictate your emotional state or your trajectory in life. You are no longer a passive participant in your own life story. Instead, you are the active author, writing each chapter with purpose and intentionality. This success is about personal growth. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not as a response to someone's shortcomings, but as a commitment to your own well-being. It's about setting goals and achieving them, about taking steps every day toward a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. This could mean advancing in your career, pursuing further education, exploring new interests, or developing stronger, more meaningful relationships. Every goal you achieve, no matter how big or small, is a testament to your strength, your determination, and your ability to rise above life's challenges. In this sense, success is a reflection of your resilience. Life will inevitably present obstacles, and not every journey will be smooth. Heartbreak, disappointment, and setbacks are part of the human experience. But success isn't about avoiding these difficulties, it's about how you respond to them. It's about finding the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. When you choose success, you are choosing to turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. You are choosing to learn from the past, to adjust your approach, and to keep pushing toward the future with optimism and determination. What makes success the best response to heartbreak is that it doesn't require anyone else's approval or validation. Unlike revenge, which seeks external acknowledgement or satisfaction, success is internal. Success also fosters a sense of inner peace. Heartbreak, as difficult as it is, can often stir up feelings of inadequacy, doubt, and insecurity. It can make you question your self-worth and wonder if you'll ever find happiness again. But when you focus on success, you shift your attention from what's missing to what's possible. You begin to realize that your worth is not tied to another person's actions or opinions. Your worth is inherent, and it is reflected in the life you create for yourself. Success, therefore, becomes a path to reclaiming your self-esteem, to reaffirming your belief in your own value. This process of self-empowerment through success is deeply freeing. It releases you from the chains of the past, from the grip of someone else's actions. When you succeed, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. Instead, you feel like a creator, someone who has the power to shape their own reality. The more you invest in your own success, the less room there is for regret, resentment, or bitterness. These negative emotions no longer hold the same power over you because your energy is focused on creating something positive, something that brings you joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Ultimately, the best response to heartbreak is success because it honors who you truly are. It's a celebration of your inner strength, your perseverance, and your ability to turn pain into power. Every step you take toward success is a step toward healing, toward reclaiming your happiness, and toward creating a life that reflects the person you've always been meant to be. Success, in this context, becomes not just a response to heartbreak, but a declaration that you will not be defined by the hurt or the loss, but by the incredible power you have to rise above it. When you choose to heal and grow from the pain of a broken heart, you open the door to a new and empowering chapter in your life. Healing is not a passive process, it's an active, deliberate decision to reclaim your power, your peace, and your well-being. The idea of healing after heartbreak might sound like a cliche, but it is, in fact, one of the most powerful choices you can make for yourself. It requires immense strength and resilience, but the rewards are transformative. Choosing to heal doesn't mean you forget the pain or pretend it never happened. It means you consciously decide not to let that pain control your life anymore. You take the broken pieces of your heart and use them as a foundation to rebuild something even more beautiful. The healing process begins with acceptance. Heartbreak, by its very nature, is a loss. And loss is never easy, It's natural to grieve, to feel sadness, anger, confusion, and even a sense of betrayal. These emotions, while painful, are part of the healing journey. They are the body's way of processing the pain and beginning the release. But for healing to truly begin, you must accept the reality of the situation. You must accept that things didn't work out, that someone who you thought would be there forever is no longer part of your life. This doesn't mean you agree with what happened, nor does it mean you condone the actions that led to your heartache. It simply means that you acknowledge the situation for what it is and recognize that it is beyond your control. Acceptance does not equal resignation. You don't have to settle for the hurt or accept that life is unfair. Instead, you choose to move forward. Acceptance is about freeing yourself from the emotional burden of resistance, the constant struggle against what cannot be changed. It is about releasing the hold that the past has on your present and future. The moment you let go of the need to control or change what has already happened is the moment you free up your energy to focus on what lies ahead. Once you have accepted the reality, the next step in healing is forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. Many people think of it as letting someone off the hook, as if forgiving means excusing their behavior or accepting mistreatment. But true forgiveness is not about the other person at all, it's about you. It's about releasing the grip that resentment, anger, and bitterness have over you. Holding on to these negative emotions is like carrying a weight around your neck. It drains you, slows you down, and prevents you from moving forward. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is an act of liberation. It allows you to set yourself free from the emotional prison that holding on to grudges creates. Forgiving doesn't mean you forget the pain or the lessons. It doesn't mean you invite someone back into your life who has caused harm. Forgiveness is simply the decision to release the emotional hold that the other person's actions have on you. It's about reclaiming your peace, your mental clarity, and your emotional energy. When you forgive, you stop allowing the actions of the past to influence your present and future. You take the power back into your hands and decide that you will no longer let someone else's choices dictate your emotional state. This shift in mindset is one of the most profound aspects of healing. Another key component of healing is self-love. Heartbreak can often cause you to question your worth. When someone you care about walks away, it can feel like a personal rejection, as if you were not enough. But the truth is, your worth has never been dependent on another person. Your value is intrinsic, and no one has the power to diminish it unless you give them that power. Healing is the process of reconnecting with that truth. It's about rediscovering who you are outside of the relationship and learning to love yourself again. Self-love is the foundation of healing, for it enables you to see yourself as deserving of happiness, respect, and love, independent of the past. Self-love requires nurturing your emotional, physical, and mental well-being. It's about engaging in practices that help you reconnect with your own sense of self-worth. This could mean practicing gratitude, setting healthy boundaries, taking care of your body through exercise or self-care routines, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. As you fill your own cup, you begin to realize that you are whole, even without the relationship. You are enough, just as you are, and no one can take that away from you. Healing also involves learning from the experience. Heartbreak often carries with it valuable lessons about love, trust, vulnerability, and perhaps even about yourself. What can you learn from this pain? What patterns or behaviors need to change? Are there areas where you need to grow or set clearer boundaries? Healing is not about dwelling on the past, but rather using the past as a guide for a more empowered future. By reflecting on the experience with curiosity rather than judgment, you begin to understand how you can evolve as a person and make better choices moving forward. Finally, healing is about time. It's not a process that happens overnight. Just as a physical wound needs time to heal, so does an emotional wound. Some days will be better than others, and that's okay. It's important to be patient with yourself and to allow yourself the space to feel and heal in your own time. Healing is not linear, and there will be setbacks and moments of doubt. But with each passing day, you grow stronger, more resilient, and more aware of your own inner power. The process of healing is not about erasing the pain, but about learning to live with it, integrating it into who you are, and allowing it to guide you toward a more empowered future. When you shift your focus from revenge and resentment to your own personal growth, you're not just reclaiming your life, you're taking back your sense of direction, purpose, and power. Revenge is often seen as a way to regain control when you feel hurt or betrayed. The idea of getting even feels momentarily satisfying, but in the long run, it only keeps you tethered to the very person or situation that caused you pain. By choosing to focus on your own growth, however, you free yourself from this destructive cycle, allowing yourself the space to flourish and thrive in a way that revenge never could. The idea of personal growth as a response to heartbreak is rooted in the understanding that you, and only you, have the power to shape the course of your life. No one else can dictate how you feel or what you do with the experiences you face. When you choose to focus on growth, you decide that no circumstance, no matter how painful, will define you. Instead of allowing heartbreak to shrink your world, you use it as a catalyst for expansion, for becoming a better version of yourself. The first step in this process is to take responsibility for your own happiness. When someone breaks your heart, it's easy to slip into the mindset of victimhood. It's tempting to place the blame squarely on the other person, to let their actions. One of the most rewarding aspects of focusing on your personal growth is that it naturally attracts the right people into your life. When you work on becoming the best version of yourself, you start to exude a different energy. You become more confident, more self-assured, and more aligned with your true purpose. This energy draws others who are on a similar path of growth and self-improvement. As you continue to grow, you surround yourself with people who inspire and support you, who encourage you to be the best version of yourself. These people become your allies, your friends, and your supporters. They uplift you, and together you all thrive. Personal growth is also about embracing change. Change is often uncomfortable, especially after a heartbreak. You might resist it at first, feeling nostalgic for the life you had before the pain. But growth cannot happen without change. You must be willing to let go of the past, of the old patterns, the old beliefs, and the old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. By embracing change, you open the door to new possibilities, to new experiences, and to new ways of being. Growth is about shedding the old and welcoming the new with open arms. Lastly, personal growth is about finding peace and contentment within yourself. When you choose growth over revenge, you choose a path of inner peace. You let go of the need to control, to manipulate, or to get back at anyone. Instead, you choose to focus on what you can control: your own actions, your own mindset, and your own future. This inner peace becomes your foundation, your anchor as you move forward in life. You no longer need to seek external validation or approval because you have already found it within yourself. By choosing to focus on your personal growth after heartbreak, you are making a declaration to the world and to yourself that you will not be defined by past pain. You will rise, you will grow, and you will create a life that is richer, fuller, and more aligned with who you truly are. Growth is not just the best response to heartbreak, it is the only response that allows you to truly move forward and embrace the limitless potential of your future.